All right, welcome back. Here we are, NeoFly day or episode number 8, day number 14. We are currently in Mesa, Arizona at Falcon Field, KFFZ, and we got a flight plan going here to Glendale, Arizona. It's 33 nautical miles away, direct, straight from the airport to airport. And our flight plan that we laid out is 38 nautical miles. It includes a couple of waypoints and landing and takeoff procedures. So that extends the flight a little bit. So an extra 5 nautical miles there. And yeah, so we're going to get this thing going. We're going to do real time, real weather. So it's going to be a nighttime flight because I am on the East Coast and it is 3:12 a.m. And Arizona, I'm not sure. I know they do not participate in daylight savings time. So it's either 3 or 4 hours behind us. So it's either midnight or 11 p.m. So it's nighttime there, but we'll have some city lights to guide us along the way as we fly over Phoenix. So we'll get this thing going. I pre-did the flight. We'll load it up. So we're going from Falcon Field to Luke Air Force Base, KLUF. And there's the city lights. And here's our couple extra little waypoints. So we got Z-Dog and HINEY for our waypoints. And then we got our takeoff and landing procedure routes. So we will make sure we are on real time, real weather. We're going to close it and we're going to hit fly. We already accepted the job.
Hello, pilot. Let's see what's on the books for you
I think it's a
today.
cargo position.
Transporter from dispatch. The passengers for the concert are waiting for you at the boarding parking.
All right, apparently they're going to concert.
Captain, we have opened the gates for boarding. The passengers are on their way.
All right, we're going to be starting off in parking space 65. Hopefully they give us runway 22 left. That's the one that we put in the flight plan. Parking lot or our parking spot isn't too far away from there. So if they reassign us, we may have to do a little adjustment. 22R, if they assign us to that, isn't too bad. We just have to cross over 22 left.
Transporter from dispatch. All passengers on board. You can ask for the clearance to take off.
All right, so we got our flashlight here. Oh, we don't have our thing on yet. All right, so we're going to do our checklist and get the engine started. So before we got any battery going here, we got a flashlight. All right, we'll start the engine up. Here's the battery switch. Once the battery switch comes on, we will make sure our overhead lights are on so that we can see. I do enjoy the nighttime flights here. So we're holding, testing our battery for 20 seconds. Should be done. We'll make sure our nav screen is on.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
All right, we're gonna warm up the engine with the throttle at 1000 RPM. And then once we turn on the avionics, our navigation system should come on. That's over here. There we go. And then we'll just hit enter. And then we can probably skip this, but that's all right. We can we can do it. And then the run up, sure, why not? We do a little check of all the equipment, make sure everything's functional. In the meantime, I'm going to turn on the pitot heat because they never turn that on. Alright, so we are good to go with our checklist. We got our navigation system in here. We're going to contact the tower, or I guess the ground first. And we're going to request, which direction are we going here? We're going west.
Falcon Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha with
All right.
request taxi for takeoff west.
This is where we hope they give us 22 left.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha taxi to and hold short of runway full right.
We got 4 right.
Contact tower on 124.6 when ready.
Alright, so we'll get a good look at the airport here. We're going to do taxiway D, which is directly behind us. Man, they couldn't even give us the other one. Alright, sounds good.
Taxi to and hold short runway full right using taxiway Delta Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, I was hoping to get in a couple of flights, but if they're going to do this to us, this might be the only one that we can actually fit in. So we're going to start our taxi here. We got our taxi lights on, which is good. We'll keep our speed within check so that we don't get dinged. Alright, we're currently on taxiway A. They told us to take D, but I don't know. I don't think they'll ding us for that. We'll take D. Taxiway D is on the other side of that, like kind of right before those big jets over there. Alright, so we're cruising along at a decent speed. I like that. What? So we're at 21%. That's not too bad. Probably increase that a little more. Alright, so we got runway 4 right. Yeah, we're going to increase our speed a little more. We just can't exceed 20 knots. So we're basically following the runway, parallel to the runway. Alright, and once we get going, I'll give you an update on what's going on with NeoFly and where our progress is and a general idea of where we're heading here. I feel like we're picking up speed now, going downhill. Alright, we are almost there. Alright, it's not the next turn off, it's going to be the second. there's the first, and the second is right here. Alright, so we are at the runway. We're gonna set our parking brake real quick. We're going to adjust our heading over here because we're not going to be on our flight path. And let's see, elevation currently sitting at almost 1,400 feet. We are scheduled for 2,500 feet. So we're going to get our altitude check ready. That's up here. We're going to contact ground, or contact the tower.
Falcon Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha ready for west departure at runway 4 right.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha 1020 at 5. Departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 4 right.
Oh, excuse me, yawning. Alright, so we're going to acknowledge takeoff clearance.
Takeoff runway 4 right Cessna Golf Sierra
We're going to release the parking brake there. Increase our throttle. Go full throttle. Flaps are up. Alright, so we're going the opposite direction of our flight plan because they gave us a different runway. We have takeoff speed. Clear and white zone, lifting up.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
We're going to make a nice, gentle 20-degree bank here.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, continue for west departure.
Alright, I can't talk to you while we're turning. Let's see if I can do that without shaking.
Falcon Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha continue for west departure.
Alright, so we're going to turn around here. We'll get a decent look at the city lights here. So we're currently in Mesa. There's another player, Phoenix Sky Harbor. Or no, that's the airport. Thought that was another user pilot. I just reduced throttle a couple of notches. Notice our torque or RPM was getting a little high. Alright, so again, there's a nice view of the city of Mesa connected with Phoenix. Alright, we're going to see if we can connect to GPS here. We are connected to GPS. We're going to turn on our FLC. Start a little bit of a increase in elevation here. So we're going to stay pretty low to the ground. We're almost there. So our flight plan was set for 2,500. and we're going to pretty much top out at 2460. So we're pretty much there. There we go. So this is the view that we're going to have as we fly through. We'll get disconnected from Falcon's Tower in a minute. And we got 7 minutes to the next waypoint. So we have 2 waypoints in this flight. First one is Hiney. So we'll take a look down at some of those houses and businesses as they pass by.
Falcon Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha frequency change.
We're going to pull up our nav map on the other screen here and see if we got anything interesting coming up. Alright, so we're going to be crossing over right now. So I'll look down. You'll be able to see it. It's going to be Highway 202. There it is. So we got a few cars out there at this late evening. And then we'll be coming up to Highway 101. It's got a couple of off ramps for McDowell Road. We'll be able to see McDowell, the exit for McDowell, on our left. I try to keep everything on our left because it's a little harder to see off to the right. So there's Highway 101. And this is McDowell Street. And then we got Scottsdale Estates coming up right after that. Nice little subdivision. Looks like it's got a little bit of a mix of businesses and residential. That might be a golf course. Let's see. Nope. That is actually a high school. So Coronado High School is coming up right here. So it looks like they got a baseball field, 2 baseball fields, and a nice football field. Couple of tennis courts. Very neat. Alright, we are currently 26 nautical miles away, 14 minutes to go. Nice. We do have a golf course coming up. So the Arizona Country Club, I'm guessing is this area right here. It's not going to be lit up because it's 11, 12 o'clock at night, but we'll see what we can see. We do enjoy the golf every now and then, as some of our viewers know. So there's the golf course at night, Arizona Country Club. You can see the sand traps and stuff in there, so you can't see it too well at night because it's not lit up. Got another player there, FFT 3168. In sight. That might be a tower. Other things to note, if you wanted to know, there's a Chick-fil-A coming up. We got another school here, it looks like. A lot of houses, a lot of population. I guess there's going to be a lot of schools. So we are coming up to, we're just going to be passing over, excuse me, passing over some residential areas. Looks like maybe we got some condos or apartment complexes coming up. They're not labeled on our map, but we are coming up to the Biltmore area. So there's Glendale Municipal Airport. Got a Total Wine and More. That is a big wine store. Oh, we got another golf course off to our right. It's right here. Or no, it might be over here. It's up there that way. That is Arizona Biltmore Estates. So it's a residential area that has their own golf course. So I'm sure their HOA fees are very high. Alright, we are coming up to our waypoint in 44 seconds. We're going to be making a gentle left-hand turn as we approach Hiney, which will be 6 nautical miles away from our next one, which is ZIDOG. We got Zydog. Right in the middle of that leg, we're going to be passing over a super Walmart. It is funny to see the buildings flying around my hometown. I used to be a full-time real estate photographer with my FAA drone license. That's kind of how I got into flying. Although I've always wanted to fly since I was a little kid. But there's a hotel that I shoot every 12 to 18 months over at Crescent Beach in Florida, northeast Florida. And I flew over that the other day while I was testing out a plane. It was kind of neat to see the resemblance of the game in here versus the drone shots that I took of that building. So we're crossing over Interstate 17. There's a difference between interstate and state roads and county roads in the United States. And they're labeled as such on the maps. So we just crossed over Interstate 17, which basically just means that it crosses over state borders. And we're coming up to the Super Walmart over to the right. Let's see if we can take a look out here and see if we can see it. I don't know if we'll be able to point it out. Oh, because it's actually behind us. It's up by 17. That we just passed. Yeah, there's too many buildings here. I can't see it. We gave it a shot. No, let's spin around here. And this road that we're passing over, we are pretty much in Glendale, and we're very close. We are 24 seconds away from making our Zydog waypoint mark here, and we're going to be banking to the right. So all of this to the right here is Glendale, Arizona. And we got 7 miles until our approach, which that starts off as TOD. And this is State Road 60 right there. Goes through Peoria and Sun City. Alright, airport. Let's start getting ready for that because we are 10.4 nautical miles away from the airport, which should be off to our left. Let's see if we can see it. It's not that because we're going to the Air Force Base. Alright, so we don't see it just yet. That would have been a good airport, but we picked a job through NeoFly, so we can't really pick and choose 100% where we land. We can get a general vicinity of it. I mean, we get to accept the jobs and whatnot, but we can't just park at any other willy-nilly airport that we want. We got to land at the airport that we accepted the job at. Alright, so runway sits at 1,079 feet. Our first approach, TOD mark, has an elevation requirement of 2,080 feet. So we are currently in altitude hold mode. We're going to drop down to 1969. I think that's close enough. So once we hit right here on our navigation mark, this is TOD right here. That's the beginning of our approach. We're going to go into FLC mode and start our descent, and then we'll should probably get clearance from the airport here. So I think we could probably just tune into Luke approach. Oh, I wonder if they don't have do they have comms? They do. I'm surprised we weren't contacted by them. Alright, so we're going to KLUF, Luke Air Force Base. We're going to contact the tower and request a full stop landing.
Luke Tower says the Alpha
Hopefully
Sierra
they give us
X-ray
21R.
6 miles northeast, 2,500 feet. Would that go to land?
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha Luke.
Oh man, they are killing us. Alright, so we're going to have to do... So 03 left, and we got a left downwind approach. So we're going to have to adjust our flight plan. We'll just do it manual. We won't actually do that. It just means that we have to go to the left here, or go to the right, and then we're going to be landing this way on runway 03 left. So we're going to turn off autopilot. That becomes useless at this point. Well, no, we'll do altitude hold. And we're going to spin this around. And we're going to go into heading. So they gave us the instructions for enter left downwind runway 03 left. Which means that we have to go over here to the right. We're going to fly out over Falcon Dunes Golf Course. But again, there's a lot of golf courses out here. And then we're going to adjust our heading to the right. So we're going to be going parallel to the, or to the left. And then we're going to be going parallel to the runway on the right. So if we look out our window here, that's where the runway is. This is where our flight plan was. We were supposed to land in 21R, but we're going to have to land on the opposite side of it, runway 03 left. So that's where we sit. Is what it is when you're dealing with the with ATC. So we're going to fly out a little bit so that we can get plenty of time to reduce speed and elevation.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha wind tree 30 at 7. Cleared to land runway 03 left.
Nice. I just stepped away for a second, but I heard ATC talking, so let's see what they say. Alright, so they gave us clear to land on runway 30 left.
Cleared to land runway 03 left Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, so we're going to check to see where the runway is here. It's over that way. We got to fly out just a little bit further. They gave us clear to land, so we can adjust our elevation as we wish. So again, runway sits at 1070, so we're going to reduce our elevation here to 1640, I think. Yeah, that sounds good. And we're going to reduce our throttle so that that kicks in. See what our throttle is, 32%. It's not too bad, that's good. When we get down to the 1600, we'll have to increase that a little bit. Because we still have to introduce our flaps for landing. We already have our landing lights on, we never turned them off, so that's a good thing. We must we just adjusted our altimeter. That's this. I don't know what we were sitting at, but we adjusted it to 29.84 because that is the air pressure which affects the accuracy of the reading of your elevation. Alright, so we are ready to, I think, spin our heading around here. And we're going to reduce speed a little bit. Try to get our speed down. Currently at 102, 101. .96. Should be lining up relatively okay. We might be a little bit to the right. Alright, we're at 85. We can introduce flaps here. We're going to turn off autopilot and do this manually here. So we're actually pretty far to the left. I was thinking we were going to be making a wider turn than that. Alright, 70 miles an hour. I think we can increase our throttle a little bit. Don't want to get too slow. So 03 left. They got the 2 runways there. We're going to be taking the one on the left. The beacon light was off over here. Green means that you're on a good descent pattern. And white light means you're either high or low. Kind of surprised that we were getting green because I feel like we're a little bit low. Alright, speed sitting at 68. Oil pressure, oil temp look good. Check. I started drifting off to the right. I started looking off at the city lights over there. So this is Glendale, Arizona. We're going to be crossing over State Road 303 up here. Just off of our nose. Speed still looks very good at 70%. Or not 70%, but 70 knots. Yeah, that's State Road 303. The thing with flying at night is you never know if there's any trees right there before the runway. I'm going to assume that this is being an Air Force base, it's not going to have those. You get those a lot in the smaller airports where they just kind of cut a runway into the, surrounding landscape. We're coming in good. I mean, we're going to be making a nice landing here. So runway 30 left. Start reducing throttle a little bit. Try to get a little more center. Alright, I switched my eyes there.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
I switched my eyes there right at the end, looking at
Transport
the instrument versus looking out the window. Alright, so sure there's a taxiway coming up here.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha exit runway when able.
Alright, it's a little bit before the exit of the runway. Alright, which way are we going here? Yeah, we're definitely going to be going to the right. Alright, I see the parking. Alright, so we'll take taxiway A.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I know. I see it coming up. Alright, let's go ahead and we got time. 32 is good for the taxi. Alright, we're going to be making a right. We're going to try to make this as smooth as possible here.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, turn next taxiway.
I know, it's coming up. I get night vision when I'm driving, so you can imagine. What we get here.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, contact ground.
Oh,
on
yeah, I
175.
shot it too early there. Alright. Get back on here. Alright, let's go ahead and stop for a second here at this stop. Because we are actually coming up to a runway, but we'll take that opportunity to contact ground.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, we're going to cross over the runway. That's 03 right. Get back here. And that is booking it. Alright, we can slow that up a little bit. Because we are coming up to the parking. And there is basically parking anywhere here. So all of this is general parking. So we'll just take this spot. Alright, we'll set our parking brake. We'll turn our engine
Transporter.
off.
Disembarking of passengers can begin.
Get a nice look at the, that's our strobe light. Alright, so appreciate you tuning in. We got the last leg of the Yosemite trip getting ready to post today. And we got some Neo stuff going on. So certified in Class C, we'll figure out what we're going to do, see if we can find a Class C plane to rent. So appreciate you guys tuning in. The views...
Transporter from dispatch. Another passenger mission completed. Thanks, and bye.
The views and the subscriptions have increased so much in the last few days that,
Start your engine now.
yeah, very humbling there. Appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll see you on the next one.